two pretty hot takes floating around on social media, and they're complete opposites of each other. The first one is that balance is completely ruining your life and you're holding yourself back from your fullest potential because of balance. And then number two is balance is the only way to live your life to the fullest and actually enjoy it without being worried about constant pursuit of improvement, whether that be like health and fitness, job, whatever. And honestly, I may have the third hot take because I feel like both of these are wrong. I think personally balance affects everybody differently, and it depends on where you came from and what your idea of balance truly is in your head. Because I truly have been at a place in my life where balance to me has meant like binge eating the entire bag of Cheez-Its without having any sense of moderation. And I genuinely would use that as an excuse to believe like, oh, I need to be balanced, I need to have no restraints. When in reality, to get to where I wanted to be super confident, majority of the time it was discipline. And some people who like never struggle with weight or maybe haven't been there before, maybe their idea of balance or moderation is having like a square of chocolate between lunch and dinner. That's what I do now, but that took me completely changing my habits from what my normal idea of balance was to get here. Now I wouldn't even consider having a square of chocolate in between lunch and dinner balance. Like I consider that discipline because I'm fitting it into my calories and macros. I built it into my lifestyle in a way that is still goal oriented. So now my balance in my life looks like whenever I have vacations or whenever I have birthday events, like yeah, I'll stop tracking calories and I'll do whatever I want without second thought. But the reason I'm able to do that with zero regrets is because the rest of my life looks pretty disciplined. But if that's my idea of balance now, and if I was still stuck in the mindset that I needed balance every single weekend, I would still be in my own way whenever it comes to setting goals for myself and never being able to follow through for them. I think there's a gray area in the middle where you have to find the confidence to define for yourself what balance actually is. And you also can't define it by comparing yourself to everybody else on the internet. Because if you're trying to achieve goals and you're looking at somebody else's standard of balance, if they're year 6 into their journey and they were super disciplined years 1 through 4, but you didn't see that and you're trying to get through your years 1 through 4, defining the balance that you need to be able to get there by their year 6, it straight up is just holding you back from the potential that you have to get to where you want so that you can actually get to that balance long term. Most of the time, if you're looking at people who have made substantial changes in their own life, yes, they might have balance now to maintain those changes, but that wasn't always how it was. It's the same thing when it comes down to work. Now, whenever it comes down to my free time and my work-life balance, I feel so much more fulfilled with the way that I do things. However, when I first started my business, it was not like that. There were weeks where I was putting in 60 plus 70 hours to be able to build my business because there were so many things that needed to get done and I had a goal and I wanted to be disciplined to get there. And now that I got there, it takes a lot less of that like grind and effort to be able to maintain the systems that I've built. It's the same thing with fitness. If you're finding yourself wanting to get to a certain place, a lot of times that initial grind is going to be the hardest part, and then maintaining it is a lot easier.